That's fine. So we should have all received a message that the meeting is being recorded. Just say, I got it, and we'll go on. The meeting was called to order at noon, but we proceeded with no business until we could make sure we were recording. So all that's fine. We do have a quorum. Thank you, everyone. We could be at the turtle races at the Vinland Valley Fair, so appreciate you all being on. Now we can go ahead and proceed with our business, which would be approving the agenda as presented.
So
I
moved.
move we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
I heard, so we'll give Susan moved, Tony seconded. All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 4-0. And now we'll have, under financial report, we have the freezer cooler bid. And Mike is going to speak with us about that, as well as Mr. Dodge. They're together there.
There you guys go.
Nope, this is Mike's got some information regarding the freezer bid that he has been working on over the last several weeks.
I hope you guys got a chance to read what I sent out yesterday, or what Mr. Dodge sent out. We opened bids on Monday. We sent out 3 bids. I sent one out to A&H, Turner Air and Heating, and Douglas Refrigeration. I only got 1 bid back from A&H. And this is for the walk-in cooler and freezer, evaporator and condenser replacements at the junior high and the district freezer. Like I said, we sent out the 3 bids, got 1 back from A&H, and that bid was for a total price for all 3 units of $45,341. So if you guys have any questions.
Is this the one the KDHE grant?
Yes.
With?
You want to go?
Yeah, I visited with Nate yesterday. He mentioned to me that Lisa Patrick district no,
it's not the grant. We could take. He confirmed that we could take some of this money out of the food service.
Okay, that's right. That's what it was. This is some of the portion of this payment can come from food service
if we choose.
Right.
So, but if there's no questions, I recommend we go ahead and make a motion to accept this bid from A&H, so we can get. It should be about 3 weeks to get the equipment installed.
Yeah, so you're pleased with this bid. You're okay with it.
Yes. Well, yeah, I had this. It's about what it was when I did this 2 years ago, and they came in about 14,000 a piece about 2 years ago.
Okay. So it's in the ballpark now. All 3
yes.
of them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, the only concern I have is that it's just 1 bid, but I do like the fact that it's from A&H and it's local, and so I like the idea of buying local.
Yeah, no, and like I said, we send them out to 3 bids. Corey at Turner, I use him for our ice machines, and I was trying to give him the opportunity.
Right.
He just got really busy and did not get it in. I don't know what happened to Douglas, and we did post it online. And I did have a couple inquiries on that, but no one sent us bids for that.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions or discussion?
I'd make a motion that we accept the bid from A&H for the freezers and the other units for whatever the amount was,
45,341.
45,341.
Second.
Tony moved, Susan seconded to approve the bid for the freezer and cooler as presented to A&H in the amount of $45,341. All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries 4-0. Now under old business, thank you, Mike. The
Thanks.
3-year staffing
Thank you,
update.
guys.
Yes. All right. So earlier this year, we visited about the 3-year staffing plan. We talked about the utilizing the 100 students enrolled as a threshold for adding a teacher over at the PC. What we have found is the enrollment there seems to have stabilized there, and the PC at this stage does not seem to have the need there for the second grade on that. However, Dan has received an influx of students at the third grade level. As of this morning, I believe, Dan, you were at 103, 104.
Got one more this morning. Right?
Between,
One more. 104. We got one more today.
it's 104. And so I was visiting with Dan. All right, what sort of solution can we look at here? In talking with Dan, and Dan, if I put words in your mouth, go ahead and interject here. But the current setup over there at the intermediate center to create a space for a 5th classroom would be problematic in the sense that we've already got interventionists utilizing one space that would have to be disrupted for the purpose of adding a 5th classroom, or we'd be looking at relocating a specialist teacher to a cart. In visiting with Dan, we talked about the possibility of leveraging a teacher's assistant rather than hiring a full-time teacher. From a personnel point, what that would do staffing wise, and I've included in the attachments there, the teacher aide itself from a salary perspective at the non-certified rate at $11.41. The rough salary there would be about $17,000. When you add health and life insurance, your grand total there is about $25,241. And so what Dan and we talked about the solution for that, what could be done there is the TA could be assigned to third grade to help assist all 4 classrooms, strategically grouping students for instruction that could be met with, and whether it's in the classroom to support teachers or whether that is pulled out to an additional space in the afternoon when some spaces open up based on the schedule of the day. In doing so, it's at a lower cost than what hiring a teacher would be. And for reference purposes, I listed there, what a teacher would be. And if Dan were to post a position for a new teacher, if they were a first-year teacher on the low end of the salary schedule, pending the ratification of the agreement, all totals combined would be roughly $51,000 and some change there. So the TA itself it fits the dynamic of his schedule, provides some flexibility with grouping of students, as well as it comes at an amount that budgetarily can fit in nicely. If we hire a teacher, if it's a teacher with experience, it's likely to be much higher than the 51,000 that we shared there. So at that point, what I would ask is that the board allow us to add a TA at the third grade level at the intermediate center as part of the staffing plan. Dan, did you have any thoughts or comments you wanted to add there?
No, that was a good summary. Thank you.
Are we confident that we can find somebody to fill this position on such short notice?
No, but we do have some para applicants that have submitted applications to the co-op that I could reach out to see if they're willing to change their mind about that and come over to us.
Okay.
One conversation that Dan and I had, Tony, that goes along those lines of getting applicants. Right now, our TA non-certified level, those that don't have a license, is $11.41. Our interlocal is $13 per hour. And so it is one of the things is Dan, if he runs into a challenge of trying to provide candidates, there is a strong likelihood that we would be coming back to the board asking if we could look at what we're paying our TAs so that we can be more competitive to make sure we're providing the supports that our teachers need and our students need in the classroom.
Yeah, because essentially the candidate's going to decide between a co-op para position at $13 an hour or the same exact license or non-licensure position with us at $11.41 an hour.
Sure, right.
That will be the challenge.
Yep.
And if we have someone who is a unicorn that has a teacher's certificate, but for their reasons chooses not to return to be a teacher, but would like the flexibility that being a TA would provide, a teacher assistant would provide, they would have the actual number there I've listed. I believe it's $14, just a little over $14 per hour, $14.19 per hour. So that would adjust the
Okay.
salary.
That speaks to my exact concern, because I know that fiscally it's a good, solid decision. But I don't want to diminish the quality of someone who is certified and has that education behind them. So that is awesome that someone applied that has that education behind them in teaching, right? You said,
Mhm.
nice.
That would be our.
We don't have,
that way.
go ahead, Dan.
We were going to post it as a certified certified teacher's aide first. And
Oh,
we don't have an applicant. We don't have applicants at all yet. But we want certified first. If we can't, then we will go and non-certified.
We wanted the blessing of the board to proceed with the updating of the staffing plan to be able to do that.
Other discussion?
Yeah, Dan, this is just for my information. How does this happen that we get this influx of students at a certain level? It seems like that should be predictable, but is it just like families moving in? I mean, how does this happen?
Well, we ended the year with 98 second graders. That's what we were expecting coming in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then we had a couple of parents call in over the summer or spring. Hey, we're going to be in here. One of them was a set of triplets. They ended up not coming in. However, there are 6 new ones, and 3 of them we're calling it homecoming year. We're coming back to the district. We were gone for a while. We're coming back. So 3 of them are primary center students from kindergarten, 1st grade that are coming back. The other ones are move-ins that bought property that happened to be 3rd graders.
Got it. Well, good for us.
Yep.
So, I mean, we were right on the cusp, essentially.
Right.
So it didn't take much to push us over the top.
Right.
Yep.
And to that predictability standpoint, Tony, is where having the enrollment study that RSP is doing will help us
Right.
better project those things.
So with this model, the class size as is, then with instead of adding an additional section, keeping the classes as they are with the teaching assistant, that would be around 26 students a class, 27. Is
26.
that about? Okay.
Yes. 26 today. And we also know we haven't enrolled all of the returning students. So our assumption is they're coming back. We're going to wait until Monday and start calling the ones that we are expecting back but have not enrolled yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens to this plan if some of those 3rd graders are not coming back and we drop down to, do we stick with the aid anyway?
What we've got there is the plan itself. It's modeled much similar to what we did with 2nd grade, is if that grade level capacity is at 100 or higher. So if for some reason
Right.
in the process, if Dan's enrollment drops down to 95, then we wouldn't need to, but it allows us that opportunity should enrollment grow over the course of the year. We have some flexibility there.
Dan, can you give us an idea of how many students that we expected to enroll that have not enrolled yet? I mean,
Yeah,
do you know what that number is?
we're at 63 out of 104 have enrolled. So
okay. So it's pretty significant. Yeah.
yeah,
Is that usual?
that's very typical. We are usually calling a couple days before school starts, still trying to get contact. All we need to know is a confirmation from a parent. Yes, we're enrolling, or no, we're not. And so we'll start that process on Monday. Give them the weekend to enroll.
I find that amazing.
It really is amazing, because some people are upset that online enrollment isn't available June 1 for the next school year, and other people literally have to chase down to get them
Right.
48 start of school. So it is, you make estimates and then kind of wait to see. One question I have then, in terms of what you guys are asking for in terms of the blessing, proceeding with the assistant teacher position, but then are you asking for the blessing of the range from the 1141 to the 1419 and anything in between, or are you asking to with that 1141 approach. And then if you need to come back to the board, you do. And does that waste your time to have to do that? And what are our place card holders budgetarily?
What I'm asking for is the approval of the updated plan that allows us to proceed with a teacher's assistant for the third grade level. The figures there, as Dan pointed out, his intention is to start looking at someone that has that teacher certification there to fill the position. If we're unsuccessful at that point, we would come back to the board and look at adjusting the wages for our teachers' assistants. It would impact all teachers assistant positions within the district, which is not a high number of staff. But if we're going to allow that for staff that are entering in the district, we need to make sure that we are taking care of those that have been loyal to us and maintain their employment with us.
Certainly. Any other questions or discussion? I would move that we approve the up to 3-year staffing plan as presented.
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
All right. Thank you very much.
Happy
Very
anniversary. That's fun to do school board meetings. We try to work that in when there's any sort of holiday or special celebration. I know. Do we need anything for executive session?
Yes, I do have Brant here in executive session for a staff position.
Okay. Do we have Kay with us to help send us to the breakout room?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, and how long do we need, Mr. Dodge?
What do you think, Brant? 5 minutes? 5 minutes is fine.
Okay, I move we enter into executive session with Mr. Dodge and Mr. Brittingham to discuss a personnel staffing matter at Baldwin High School pursuant to the exception under coma for non-elected personnel. And the open meeting will resume at 12:26.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Executive session will start shortly.
The breakout room should be there to switch to. I can go ahead and start assigning people, but you should see it.
I do not. There we go.
Brant, were you going?
Yes. Now
Hey, Kelly, they're in a breakout room. I'm gonna send you there, or if you can probably switch there. You should see it.
Okay.
All right, everybody back? Okay, does anyone need any more time on that topic for executive session? If not, we can approve the personnel report. There would need to be a motion for that and then proceed to adjourn.
I move to approve the personnel report as presented.
Second.
Tony moved and Susan seconded to approve the personnel report as presented. All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand. Aye. Motion
Aye.
carried. Oh, 5-0. Okay. Hi, Kelly. All right. And then we'll just have a motion for adjournment.
Our person that usually makes that motion is not present, so I will make the motion to adjourn.
Thanks, Tony. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Tony and then Susan was the second. All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand.
I
Aye. Thanks, everyone. Meeting adjourned 12:27. Just as a reminder, in lieu of the live stream, the meeting has been recorded. It will be posted. So there's a record of everything. It's all good. Before we sign off quickly, in the Friday note, there was mention of a special meeting for next Friday. Is that correct, Mr. Dodge?
That was referencing today's meeting.
I thought so, but I just wanted to double check because it's a busy
Yep.
time of year. So just wanted to double check. So our next meeting, knock on wood, unless something else comes up, should just be our regular business meeting in August, just our normal Monday night. Okay, everyone.
Right.
Thanks so much for taking the time today. Have a great weekend.